Hello everyone, welcome to my podcast, Buddhism, the best channel for sharing knowledge about Buddhism. Today we will talk about the topic, karma and cause and effect in Buddhism. Let's dive into understanding how our actions shape our present and future lives, according to Buddhist teachings. Karma and cause and effect in Buddhism. Karma and cause and effect are very important in Buddhism. Understanding these laws deeply isn't easy for Buddhist learners unless they research, study, and contemplate profoundly. The first thing we need to know is that cause and effect differ from karma. Sometimes there is cause and effect without karma. The law of cause and effect is inevitable. We cannot end it. However, karma can be changed or transformed. This means that we do not exclude the possibility that karma can either become heavier or be alleviated, depending on conditions, individual capabilities, and personal cultivation. To fully understand the lesson about karma and cause and effect, we must comprehensively study the following fundamental teachings. The laws of the universe. What is karma? The origin of karma. Karma and cause and effect. Types of karma. Important things to be aware of. Conclusion. The laws of the universe. There are laws and regulations governing the universe that are closely related and influence the entire life of humans and all living things. These laws, through their mutual interaction, give rise to innumerable forms of life, inanimate objects, the earth, the moon, stars, galaxies, and the universe. These laws have been universally introduced by the Buddha as follows. The law of inorganic physical world, Niyama. This is the law operating in the natural world of heaven and earth, creating phenomena such as sunshine, rain, day and night, heat and cold, spring, summer, autumn, and winter. The effects of the sun, moon, and stars on rivers, seas, and lakes, the forces of interaction influencing humans, plants, and all beings, are all governed by this Niyama law. The law of organic biological world, Niyama. These are the laws operating in the cellular world of animals and plants, including humans. Through these laws, scientists have discovered laws of species preservation, DNA, genetics, and genes, including biotechnologies. Thanks to these laws, species reproduce their own kind. An orange seed produces an orange tree. Rice comes from rice seeds. Genetic inheritance explains why two identical twins can look alike but have different personalities. Forensic science can identify criminals through DNA from a hair sample. These Niyama laws are vast and mysterious, and it might take many more centuries before humanity fully uncovers them. The law of phenomena, Niyama. These are the laws governing all phenomena, such as the laws of yin and yang, 5 elements, gravity, centrifugal force, electromagnetism, physiological reactions, the law of conservation of energy, biological fields, including supernatural phenomena like the descent of a bodhisattva, enlightenment, and nirvana. The law of mind, Niyama. These are the laws governing the mind and psychology, such as thoughts, ideas, imagination, memory, recollection, perception, intuition. Additionally, mental states, internal factors, and their causal relationships leading to judgment, awareness, reasoning, influencing conscious or unconscious human activities all fall within this law. Phenomena like telepathy, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and mind reading are also included in this law. The law of karma, Niyama. This is the law of karma, specifically cause and effect karma. When we talk about karma, we must include the causes of karma and the results of karma, or karmic retribution. In the 5 laws mentioned above, the first 4 are natural laws that involve cause and effect processes, but do not involve karma. Only the 5th law, Niyama, involves cause and effect karma. Here, conscious actions and psychological reactions with ethical and moral implications, good, bad, neutral, create karmic retribution. These are decisions, intentions, and actions influenced by individual free will. Although karma is individual karma, it affects the entire society and humanity, collective karma. Thus, we need to clearly distinguish between objective cause and effect and subjective karma. The first 4 laws involve natural cause and effect processes. Their scope is vast. If we do not understand them clearly, we may mistakenly attribute everything to karma, which would be unjust to the 3 lives of all Buddhas. Cause and effect in the laws. Cause and effect in Niyama. In the laws governing the inorganic physical world, cause and effect processes occur without karmic retribution. For example, the El Niño phenomenon caused widespread storms, earthquakes, and droughts. The cause can be traced to deforestation, industrial emissions raising Earth's temperature, ozone layer destruction, and environmental pollution, which seem to affect the entire planet. We can identify immediate and direct causes, but may not find distant and indirect causes. Within these causes, there are complex interrelationships and mutual influences. Closer examples of cause and effect are easily understood. Hot weather causes sweating, cold weather causes shivering, excessive rain causes flooding. Hot air expands, creating wind. The laws of Utunyama are mechanical, cold, and objective. Cause and effect in Bijanyama. The organic biological world exhibits diverse and complex cause and effect processes. Biotechnology aims to alter the genes of animals and plants based on these laws. An orange seed produces an orange tree. A chili seed produces a chili plant, but through genetic modification, bitter melons can become non-bitter and grow as large as gourds. Scientists also aim to alter DNA parameters to create humans who are more intelligent, healthier, and stronger. High-yield, drought-resistant rice and nutrient-rich maize are products of these laws. Simply put, scientists alter causes, DNA, genes, seeds, to produce different results according to their desires. This cause and effect is also mechanical, cold, and objective. Both types of laws interact and influence each other to create different cause and effect processes. For example, dying from cold, hunger, poisoning, or overindulgence. The physical world affects the physiological world, the body, leading to such outcomes. Cause and effect in Dhammayama. This field is vast, and science has not yet fully explored it. Current discoveries are merely initial steps. These laws involve cause and effect processes in the universe, generally easy to experiment with and verify, especially chemical reactions. Adding a chemical to a glass of water might cause it to boil or change color. Fire heats water, causing oxygen to evaporate. When one hand is pressed against the other, they attract. Yin and yang create attraction. If one hand is flipped, they repel. Yin and yin, yang and yang create repulsion. Magnets attract iron, metal generates water, water generates wood. All are cause and effect. However, in the universe there are also mysterious cause and effect laws, such as the earth shaking when a bodhisattva is born. For example, someone under hypnosis or in a trance can move within a four-dimensional space. Ancient sorcerers knew some of these laws, so people thought their actions were miraculous. Cause and effect in Citta-niyama. Cause and effect in psychological laws do not involve karmic retribution. Western psychology has a specialized field to study and explore this mysterious domain. Everything related to memory, judgment, imagination, emotions, perception falls within these laws. Dreams, unconscious activities, mental illnesses, and stress are also being decoded and treated scientifically. Science is gradually uncovering these mysteries, but it remains a challenging task. Eastern religions have explored this domain extensively with abilities like clairaudience, clairvoyance, and mind reading. For practical understanding of its cause and effect processes, consider these examples. When the mind is concentrated, joy arises. Sometimes intense joy in meditation can cause levitation, surpassing physical laws. When wholesome mental states are present, the body and mind feel light, free, and happy. When unwholesome mental states are present, the body and mind feel heavy, agitated, sluggish, impulsive, and anxious. Seeing the death of a loved one, such as a parent, spouse, or sibling, causes sadness and tears. Seeing a snake causes fear. Winning a lottery brings joy. Being slandered or insulted causes suffering. Committing evil deeds or witnessing war and bloodshed often leads to nightmares. These laws are scientific and sometimes exceed scientific understanding. The mind and phenomena often interact to create subjective psychological states. When one is sad, the surroundings cannot be joyful. Cause and effect in Kammaniyama. Here we discuss karma, karmic retribution, and escaping karmic retribution. Consider these examples. Accidentally breaking a leg while walking. Analysis. The fall may be due to carelessness or someone placed a stone in the wrong place, one cause or multiple causes, resulting in a broken leg. However, person A, due to understanding wisdom and internal stability, concentration, does not complain or curse, but simply observes the pain as it is, observing feelings as they are, thus escaping karmic retribution. Person B, on the other hand, complains and curses, increasing the pain. This is a case of being influenced by cause and effect karma, or committing an evil deed and being despised or imprisoned. Analysis. Committing an evil deed is the cause. Being despised or imprisoned is the result. Due to understanding cause and effect, person A endures the resulting suffering without resentment or complaint and does not harbor ill will or hatred. This is a case of cause and effect without karmic retribution. Person B, on the other hand, increases the consequences of being despised or imprisoned, potentially leading to more erroneous thoughts or actions. This is a case of being influenced by cause and effect karma. From these examples, we see that the decisive factor in the causes and results of karmic retribution is our thoughts and intentions. This is the free will of each person, precisely called intention, cetana, which actively drives psychological states. In summary, success and failure, gain and loss, wealth and poverty, intelligence and foolishness, longevity and short life, fortune and misfortune, and countless circumstances, situations, and phenomena influencing all beings and humans, are all governed by the 5 general laws mentioned above. The first 4 laws occur naturally. These are the principles of heaven and earth that Confucianism calls the mandate of heaven, or Brahmanism symbolizes as the creator, preserver, and destroyer gods. Whether religious leaders like the Buddha appear or not, these laws still govern all beings. The Buddha never spoke of ending these laws, as it is impossible. Buddhism only focuses on escaping karmic retribution under the 5th law. To do this, we must understand the first 4 natural laws clearly to realize and be enlightened about the final law, aimed solely at escaping suffering. The Buddha did not concern himself with distant causes, as they are impossible to fully discover. For example, the accident of breaking a leg due to carelessness. It could be because a stonemason forgot a stone, a tiger running on the mountain dislodged a stone, or a mischievous child moved it. It could be because we placed a stone intending to harm someone in the past, or just having committed an evil deed recently made our mind unstable. Additionally, in the case of breaking a leg, all 4 laws could be influencing it. It is said that accidents are most frequent from mid-month to month's end due to the moon's gravitational pull causing tides to recede, trees to dry out, and human blood pressure to drop, affecting the entire nervous system. Thus, seeking the original cause would drive one insane. In the second case, the proximate cause is committing evil deeds and facing the consequences. However, if we ask, why did I commit evil deeds? What did I do in the past? What environment or circumstances influenced me? The answers would be equally unclear and impossible to find. Understanding cause and effect and ending karmic retribution is what the Buddha wanted to teach. Understanding the first 4 laws to live in harmony with nature. Lao Tzu's philosophy is following nature. Christianity says, "Thy will be done." Confucianism is obeying heaven's mandate. None can transcend these laws. Only Buddhism acknowledges the 5th law, which, though influenced by the first 4, also involves practices to escape karmic retribution. If cause and effect are natural, they are mechanical, objective, but cause and effect karma are influenced by the mind. Here, we discuss mental causes and mental results. There are millions of other laws not called causes but conditions, favorable or unfavorable, affecting and influencing those causes. After studying the 5 laws, we can delve deeper into the theory of karmic retribution. What is karma? Karma in Pali in its textual meaning refers to actions or deeds. However, speech, gestures, actions, and deeds typically have an internal driving force. This is intention, purpose, or volition. Thus, intention, purpose, and volition play a crucial role in determining the action and the nature of the action. The Buddha teaches in the Anguttara Nikaya, "Monks, I declare that intention, volition, is karma." Therefore, intention, cetana, plays a pivotal role in creating karma. Without intention, there is no karma. Intention is will, desire, aspiration, deliberate action, conscious intention. It governs and directs accompanying mental states to create the diverse and different characteristics of karma. Some people mistakenly believe that volition itself is karma. This is not the case. Volition, manasakara, means directing the mind like the rudder of a boat. Correct volition, yoniso manasakara, directed mind, keeps the boat on course. Incorrect volition, ayonisa manasakara, misdirected mind, causes the boat to drift off course. Where is intention found? Intention in the 7 universal mental factors. The 7 universal mental factors are volition, contact, feeling, perception, intention, one-pointedness, and life faculty. These 7 mental factors are present in all psychological processes in the desire realm, the form realm, the formless realm, and even in some states in the supermundane world. Intention leads and governs the 7 mental factors, and it also leads, governs, and determines the accompanying mental factors. Intention in the 5 aggregates. The 5 aggregates are form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. The mental formations include the domain of 50 mental states, 50 psychological states. Among these 50 mental states, intention, cetana, directs and leads the other 49 mental states, excluding feeling and perception. Intention in the 12 links of dependent origination. The 12 links of dependent origination are ignorance, formations, consciousness, name and form, 6 sense bases, contact, feeling, clinging, becoming, birth, and aging, death. In these 12 links, formations is another term for craving, clinging, and becoming. And intention is present in formations or craving, clinging, and becoming to determine karma. Intention in the 5 sense process. When forms, sounds, smells, tastes, and touches pass through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body, psychological processes arise. In this process, there are 7 critical moments known as jhana, which are mental impulsions. Only with jhana is there karma. Without jhana, there is no karma. However, intention primarily governs and determines these jhana moments. Intention in the mind door process. When a mental object, e.g. a concept or physical object, is recalled, or when one thinks of something, psychological processes occur in the mind door process. Here too, jhana plays a decisive role, and intention governs and determines these jhana moments. Intention in the 12 unwholesome minds. These are the 8 minds of greed, 2 minds of hatred, and 2 minds of delusion. Due to these 12 unwholesome minds, beings are reborn into the 4 suffering realms or become unhappy humans. When an unwholesome mind arises, corresponding unwholesome mental factors follow, and intention directs and leads these unwholesome mental factors. Intention in the wholesome minds of the sensual realm. In the 24 beautiful wholesome minds of the sensual realm, there are 8 active wholesome minds performing good deeds. Thanks to these 8 wholesome minds, beings are born as happy humans or reborn into the 6 heavens of the sensual realm. When a wholesome mind arises, numerous corresponding wholesome mental factors follow. And intention, cetana, directs and leads these wholesome mental factors. Intention in the meditative minds of the form and formless realms. From the initial stage of meditation, first jhana, to the highest meditation stage in the 3 realms, neither perception nor non-perception, the 5 jhana factors are present. Initial application, sustained application, rapture, happiness, and one-pointedness. As concentration deepens, the earlier jhana factors are gradually eliminated, retaining only equanimity and one-pointedness. In these meditative stages, intention still plays a central role and directs the jhana factors. Intention in the 8 supermundane minds. These are the minds of the noble path and the noble fruition, which tend to attenuate or end karma. In these states, the active role of intention diminishes, and at the arahant stage, intention ceases. Commentators explain that in the noble path and fruition mind processes, intention is replaced by wisdom. This is understandable because the arahants no longer create karma, no more intentional actions but only pure actions illuminated by wisdom. At this point, none of us should have any doubt or confusion about what karma is. Do unintentional, unconscious, or inadvertent actions create karma? Although we have clarified that cetana, intention, is karma according to the Buddha's teachings, not everyone accepts this truth. There are still some mistaken beliefs from the time of the Buddha, as well as confusing interpretations from various contemporary scholars and lecturers, contradicting the Buddha's clear and wise teachings. They argue that unintentional, unconscious, inadvertent actions also create karma. They claim that there is karma from intentional actions and karma from unintentional actions. They reason as follows. If you put your hand in the fire, whether intentionally or accidentally, you get burned. If you stepped into mud, whether intentionally or accidentally, your foot gets dirty. From this mistaken view, Another erroneous belief arises, even more serious, though seemingly reasonable. Thus, a wise person who intentionally does an evil deed incurs lighter consequences than an ignorant person who accidentally does an evil deed. Why? Because the wise person, knowing it's fire, will use a stick or glove, so the burn is lighter. The ignorant person, unaware it's fire, puts their hand in and gets a more severe burn. Such dangerous interpretations lead to many regrettable misunderstandings. Mr. A orders Mr. B to kill someone. Mr. B gets punished while Mr. A does not because Mr. B directly put his hand in the fire. A fetus unintentionally causes the mother pain, thus creating bad karma. The mother moving strongly and causing the baby pain also creates bad karma. A child gives their sick father the wrong medication out of love, causing his death. Hence, the child is condemned to the hell of unending suffering for committing a grave offense. With the correct understanding of Buddhism, after recognizing the universal laws, we will see these examples clearly and explain them as follows. Putting a hand in the fire or stepping into mud follows the law of physical cause and effect, not karmic cause and effect. According to Buddhism, a wise person understands good and bad, right and wrong, and typically does good and avoids evil. The so-called wise person who commits evil and finds ways to mitigate the consequences is exhibiting worldly cunning. Furthermore, while the so-called wise person is figuring out how to commit evil, their mind is filled with evil thoughts. Thus, if intention is karma, their punishment should be more severe. As for the other cases, like Mr. A ordering Mr. B to kill someone, worldly law seeks out the mastermind. Karmic cause and effect consider both the intention of the mastermind and the intention of the doer. Karmic retribution usually involves bodily actions, speech actions, and mental actions. Mental actions are the heaviest. A fetus causing pain to the mother or the mother causing pain to the fetus is merely a biological cause and effect phenomenon, and neither party is at fault. A child giving the wrong medication to their father out of love reflects good intentions, wholesome mental states led by intention. However, it is difficult to assess the child's karmic retribution due to numerous other influencing causes and conditions. For example, past karma affecting either the child or the father. In conclusion, according to the Buddha's enlightened understanding, unintentional, unconscious, or inadvertent actions do not create karma. Because there is no investment of will, no investment of intentional mental states. Those studying Buddhism must be clear-sighted about this. The origin of karma. We know that intention satana is karma. Intentional actions are karma, but where do intention and deliberate action originate? This question leads us to explore the origin of karma. In the 12 links of dependent origination, there is a passage, avijja pakaya sankhara, which means, conditioned by ignorance, formations arise. Formations, sankhara, refer to the 50 mental factors that influence the entire psychophysical existence of humans in the 3 realms. Among these, the mental factor of intention, satana, is the most significant as it creates karma. In other words, wholesome, unwholesome, and immovable karma manifest through craving, clinging, and becoming, all stemming from ignorance. Thus, the origin of karma is ignorance. What is ignorance? Ignorance can be defined as lack of insight, not seeing the true nature of phenomena in all existences, misunderstanding or delusion, not seeing the 4 noble truths. With such a fundamental definition in the actual state of ignorance, it influences the mind and intellect of sentient beings, causing the mind to experience greed, hatred, and defilements, and the intellect to be affected by wrong views, attachments, and delusions about self and knowledge. In the process of meditation, practitioners can calm the attributes of ignorance, which are the 5 hindrances: sloth and torpor, doubt, ill will, restlessness, and sensual desire. To enter various levels of jhana. In the path of wisdom meditation, by contemplating the 3 characteristics of impermanence, suffering, and non-self, practitioners gradually cut off the 10 fetters: self-identity view, doubt, attachment to rites and rituals, sensual desire, ill will, desire for fine material existence, desire for immaterial existence, conceit, restlessness, and ignorance, to attain the 4 stages of the noble path and the 4 stages of the noble fruition. Only at the final stage is ignorance completely uprooted, along with the cessation of karma. Thus, to fully explain, the origin of karma is ignorance and craving. Karma created by oneself. When we understand what karma is and that its origin is ignorance and craving, we clearly see that we ourselves create it. We invest our free will to perform actions, manifested through body, speech, and mind. With actions, there are always reactions. With causes and conditions, there are always effects. Therefore, the good and bad, joy and suffering that each person experiences are the results of their past actions. Similarly, delusion or enlightenment, purity or defilement, nobility or baseness are all determined by the law of karma created by oneself. As the Golden Word Sutra, verse 165, states, evil and harm come from oneself. Pollution also arises from oneself. Purity and clarity come from oneself. No one can purify another. Or verse 160, self is the refuge for self. Who else could be the refuge near or far? Self-control and purity are paramount. Deep and profound reliance is hard to comprehend. Additionally, the Buddha taught, beings receive the inevitable results of karma they have created, and it is due to the law of karma that there is diversity and differences in society and among beings. A Western writer lamented, "Oh, there is nothing wiser and more beautiful in this world than the law of karma taught by the Buddha. It is more just than the strictest legal scales. It is more ethical and enlightened than the minds and intellects of all the sages. No theory is more credible. It stands on its own without relying on any god or the power and prestige of any ideology. It alone explains all physical, intellectual differences, and even social injustices and the despicable biases of fate." From these truths about karma, we can arrive at the following affirmations. The fate, joy, sorrow, good, bad, wisdom, folly of each person is created by themselves as the main agent. External factors and conditions are merely interacting forces known as conditions. We are our own gods, atahi atananatho. Natho has two meanings, reliance or God. All discrepancies, inequalities in life arise from the primary cause, which is the karma of each individual. We can see, know, control, and change our fate by understanding the law of karma to change our karma. Each person's morality depends on their level of enlightenment and their mastery of the law of karma. Social laws are dependent on the four natural laws of the universe and also arise from the interactions between individual karmas, the fifth law. Therefore, improving society starts with improving the karma of each individual. Karma created by oneself, but who is oneself? People often say, Mr. A does good deeds, Mr. B does bad deeds, or Mr. A enjoys the fruits of his actions, Mr. B suffers the consequences. This statement is true in the conventional sense, but there is another truth, an ultimate truth that transcends conventional categories and is essential for Buddhists to understand. What is conventional truth? In Pali, it is samuti saka. Saka means truth, reality, absolute, and ultimate truth. Samuti refers to conventions, agreements, categories, constructs, and assumptions. This type of truth is created by humans and mutually accepted. It encompasses all words, concepts, and terms in human language to name concrete objects or even abstract ideas. Concrete examples include table, chair, man, woman, river, mountain, grass, tree. Abstract examples include freedom, happiness, country, homeland. This type of language and conventional terminology is also known as common speech because it is understood by everyone. The Buddha often used this type of language in the Sutta Pitaka and the Vinaya Pitaka. What is ultimate truth? In Pali, it is Paramattha Saka. Paramattha means ultimate, supreme, transcendental, beyond conventional constructs and categories established by humans. This type of language is used by the Buddha in the Abhidhamma Pitaka to discuss subtle and profound matters regarding mind, mental factors, material phenomena, and nibbana. It is a special type of language known as Dhamma language. Explaining these two types of truths, when we call a table, chair, person, house, river, or mountain, we are naming a composite, an aggregation, or a combination of separate elements. A table is composed of the idea of the carpenter, nails, wood, planks. If these elements are separated, nothing within them can be called a table. Thus, the name table is merely a label. It does not have inherent existence. Similarly, when we call a person sentient being, self, man, woman, it is also a composite. A person is an aggregation of body and mind. The body is blood, marrow, bones, hair, nails, teeth, skin. The mind is the psychological states of love, hate, joy, sorrow, perception. To be concise, a person is merely the combination of the five aggregates or name and form. Separating the five aggregates or name and form, we do not find anything that is a person. Therefore, terms like person, sentient being, self, man, and woman are merely labels. They do not denote any real entity or self. This perspective of non-self and emptiness applies universally, from the smallest particles to the vast cosmos. As the Buddha taught, all phenomena are non-self. Looking deeper, the table is composed of nails, wood, and planks. But nails, wood, and planks do not have inherent existence. Scientific examination shows that a nail is not truly a nail, but a combination of minute particles. Further analysis reveals that even these particles are merely energy forms, coming together and dissipating rapidly within a fraction of a second. Other materials are similarly composed. What about humans? The human body is composed of the body and mental formations. The body is ultimately energy, and mental formations like feelings and perceptions are even less tangible. If physical matter changes and dissolves once, feelings and perceptions change and dissolve 16 times as quickly. Thus humans, the five aggregates and name and form, are aggregates of energies and constantly changing mental factors. They differ from moment to moment, with nothing remaining identical in 2 consecutive moments. Let's read the following passage. I was leisurely admiring a magnificent evening sky. The radiant sun shone through the clouds, dazzling with colors. Oh, the scenery around me was so beautiful and poetic. Look, the rivers, mountains, and trees seemed to be draped in a crystalline cloak, brighter, more vivid, and multicolored. A sudden cold breeze swayed a branch of heather. The wind sang, and a few leaves danced. It seemed like a storm was coming, and it would rain. I looked up. The colors of the clouds, trees, rivers, and mountains now appeared gray and gloomy. Everything had changed completely. The scene I just saw was an illusion, a scene viewed with conventional truth, samuti saka. But if viewed with ultimate truth, paramatha saka, we never see any fixed colors. The colors are constantly changing, continuously becoming different. Within a fraction of a second, they transform, with one color constantly disappearing into another. It's so rapid that we cannot see any single color. It's a continuous stream of colors where none is permanent, and each color continuously dissolves into another. There are no fixed colors. Everything is becoming. There are no fixed persons, men or women. Everything is a combination of ever-changing mental and physical factors. In ultimate reality, paramatha saka, we cannot name anything at all. However, the Buddha allowed the use of aggregates, bases, elements to express, speak, and help people understand the ultimate truth when discussing mind, mental factors, material phenomena, and nibbana in Abhidhamma. Karma does not have a self that creates it. This statement is based on the ultimate truth perspective. The body is a combination of material elements. The mind is a flow of successive mental states. When a thought arises, wanting to perform an action, it is intention, sadhana. This thought does not arise independently but follows the previous thought and creates the energy for the next thought. If this thought lasts for 7 moments, with jhana, it constitutes karma, mental karma. So we can ask if there is a person or an entity creating this karma. Clearly there is no one there, only thoughts and thoughts. There is no doer. Someone may ask, if there is no one creating karma, then what about the person experiencing its results? According to the stated reality, there is no one either. Does this lead to nihilism? The answer is, it does not lead to nihilism, even though no one creates karma and no one experiences its results. When there is only intention, creating karma, without a person intending, then feelings, perceptions, and thoughts also have no person feeling, person perceiving, person thinking. In life, when we experience the results of karma, whether joy or suffering, there is no one joyful or suffering, only the feeling of joy or suffering. Practitioners of insight meditation often recognize this truth to unveil the inherent non-self of all phenomena. In summary, no doer, no experiencer is the perspective of paramatha saka. Thanks to this reality, thanks to the flow of mental states, and thanks to the absence of a true self, a bad person can become good, and a criminal can become a saint if they know how to transform and change their thoughts and will. It is very fair and just. The cause and effect relationship does not err. Someone steals mangoes, gets caught, and is brought to the magistrate. He says, "I didn't steal his mangoes. The mango seed he planted was small, and it disappeared long ago. The mango I ate is large, ripe, and golden, clearly different. Despite the thief's sophistry, he is still punished for his actions. A young man commits murder and goes on the run. 30 years later, he returns and is recognized and arrested by the police. The young man, now an old man with gray hair, says, "Dear court, the police have arrested the wrong person. The young man from the past was strong and had black hair. He committed the crime, and he should bear the punishment. I am now an old man and not that young man. This is unfair to me." The old man's sophistry cannot escape punishment. The small mango seed, through disappearance, grows into a large mango. A thought arises, disappears, and follows another thought, transmitting its energy and nature to the next. This continues from this life to the next. It is neither eternalism, unchanging forever, nor nihilism, completely disappearing. Therefore, in Nibbana, there is no one entering Nibbana. Where does karma reside? Some people say that karma resides in the soul, in the mind, in the subconscious, in the unconscious, or is stored in the alaya vijnana, storehouse consciousness. Buddhism does not recognize any residence for karma. Having a residence means having a place, a reality, an unchanging entity. Is there such a residence in the ever-moving, ever-changing world of mind and matter? If this is the truth, someone may ask, if there is nothing storing or keeping it, how can we have memories, recollections? Where does the past come from, if not from a storehouse in the unconscious? And where does karma reside to follow a person and produce results in the future? The teachings of the Buddha would smile and answer, karma is not stored anywhere in the ever-changing psychophysical stream. However, each action, each gesture, each experience, each feeling, each perception influences the next process. In this endless stream, one psychological state serves as the cause and condition for another. When the opportunity arises, depending on the formation of name and form, karma manifests. To explain this, Venerable Nagasena answered King Milinda with a similar question, saying, "The mango fruit is not stored anywhere in the mango tree, Your Majesty. No one knows where the mango will grow on the branch. However, depending on time, light, weather, temperature, celestial influences, the sun, the moon, and the earth, the mango will appear. It will manifest at the right moment, without anything in the mango tree storing it. Karma is the same, Your Majesty. Karma is like fire. Fire is not stored anywhere. It manifests when two dry sticks are rubbed together vigorously. Karma is like wind. Wind is not stored anywhere. It manifests when hot air expands. Karma is an energy governed by intention, satana, directing the flow of the 5 aggregates, mental processes, and the 12 links of dependent origination. It flows from one life to another, forming hell beings, hungry ghosts, animals, demigods, humans, and deities. Intention also guides one to attain meditative absorptions and be reborn in the fine material and immaterial realms. The universal laws tell us that nothing is destroyed permanently, and nothing is an unchanging, eternal entity. Things disintegrate to form new things. They disappear in one form to appear in another. Each moment, each instant, they change and transform. Form and substance shift from A to B, but B is not A, though it arises from A. Genetics, energy conservation laws, and species preservation confirm this. However, the law of karmic cause and effect is an incredibly complex process, fully understood only by the omniscient Buddha. Even great arahants like Then Sariputta, with their exceptional wisdom, have limited understanding. How many types of karma are there? There are countless sentient beings, and thus countless types of karma. Even just considering humans, with 6 billion people on Earth, it is difficult to find 2 individuals who are exactly alike in terms of appearance, face, and personality. Furthermore, each sentient being, each person, is the result of millions of past karmas. Just as it is impossible to count the sands on the seashore, it is equally challenging to enumerate and classify karma in detail. However, within the scope of this study, we can temporarily classify karma based on various aspects: manifestation, nature, position, function, power, and the time of retribution. This classification will cover a comprehensive overview of karma. Based on manifestation. Manifestation is what appears externally. Karma typically manifests through body, speech, and mind. Bodily karma, kaya karma, intentional actions expressed through physical deeds. Verbal karma, vaka karma, intentional actions expressed through speech. Mental karma, mano karma, intentional actions expressed through thoughts. Among these three types, mental karma is more significant than bodily and verbal karma. When a person's thoughts are scattered or unfocused, they are weak, and people often mistakenly believe that bodily and verbal karma have more power. They think that a few scattered thoughts that are not yet acted upon through body or speech do not matter. However, careful observation reveals that thoughts and intentions always lead to actions. When a person's thoughts are concentrated and focused, they create a powerful force that does not necessarily require the participation of body or speech. During the Buddhist time, some non-Buddhist ascetics believed that bodily and verbal karma were more powerful than mental karma. The Buddha instructed them as follows: a person can use their hands and feet to kill 1, 2, or even 1,000 people in a village, but will not have the ability or time to kill more. However, a person who has mastered concentration and the power of the mind can, with just one thought, kill all sentient beings in a city or a vast region. Today, the field of bioenergy and the extraordinary powers of the mind that have just been discovered can demonstrate this for us. Therefore, practitioners of Buddhism must pay attention to and be mindful of their thoughts and intentions. Patricide often begins with daily unfilial thoughts, gestures, and actions. Major thefts often start with minor desires that one does not pay attention to. This is why the Buddha taught at the beginning of the Dhammapada, verses 1 and 2, "Mind precedes all phenomena. Mind is their chief. They are all mind-wrought. If with an impure mind a person speaks or acts, suffering follows him like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind precedes all phenomena. Mind is their chief. They are all mind-wrought. If with a pure mind a person speaks or acts, happiness follows him like his never-departing shadow." Among the three types of karma, mental karma is always the determining and active karma. Based on nature, nature refers to the quality of karma, whether it is good or bad, wholesome or unwholesome. The Buddha taught that there are three types of karma with three different qualities: unwholesome karma, wholesome karma, and immovable karma related to meditative absorptions. Unwholesome karma, akusala karma, actions governed by intention involving the unwholesome mental factors, 14 in number, that create unwholesome karma. There are 10 unwholesome actions: body, killing, panadapada, stealing, adinana, and sexual misconduct, kamasumachara. Speech, lying, musavada, divisive speech, pasunavatsa, harsh speech, farusavaka, and idle chatter, samphapalapa. Mind, covetousness, avijja, ill will, vyapada, and wrong views, michaditi. Wholesome karma, kusala karma, actions governed by intention, involving the wholesome mental factors, 25 in number, that create wholesome karma. Wholesome karma includes the 10 wholesome actions, the opposites of the 10 unwholesome actions, with non-greed, non-hatred, and right view instead of covetousness, ill will, and wrong views. Additionally, there are 10 meritorious actions: giving, dana, observing precepts, sila, meditation, bhavana. This refers to the act of meditation not yet attaining absorption, as attaining absorption falls into the realm of immovable karma. Reverence, apakayana, service, vayavaka, transference of merit, padadana, rejoicing in others' merit, anumodana, teaching the Dhamma, dhammadesana, listening to the Dhamma, dhammasavana, correcting wrong views, dithijukama. Immovable karma, ananjakama, the absorptions of the fine material and immaterial realms governed by intention that collect the factors of absorption. Fine material absorptions, rupa jhana. There are 4 or 5 absorptions with 5 factors: initial thought, vitaka, sustained thought, vikara, joy, piti, happiness, sukha, and one-pointedness, ekagata. Well, first absorption, initial thought, sustained thought, joy, happiness, one-pointedness. Or second absorption, sustained thought, joy, happiness, one-pointedness. A third absorption, joy, happiness, one-pointedness. Or fourth absorption, happiness, one-pointedness. Fifth absorption, equanimity, one-pointedness. Immaterial absorptions, arupa jhana. There are 4: O realm of infinite space, akasananyatana. O realm of infinite consciousness, vinyananakayatana. O realm of nothingness, akinkanyayatana. O realm of neither perception nor non-perception, nevasanyanasanayatana. Thus, there are 9 immovable karmas, based on position, residence, realm. Based on the unwholesome, wholesome, and immovable nature of karma, sentient beings create karmic results in corresponding realms. Unwholesome sensual realm karma, kamavachara akusala karma, Due to unwholesome karma, beings will experience suffering in the four lower realms and as unfortunate humans. Wholesome central realm karma, kamavachara kusala karma. Due to wholesome karma, beings will experience happiness in the human realm and the six heavenly realms of the sensual realm. Fine material realm, wholesome karma, rupavakara kusala karma. Due to immovable mental karma, beings will experience results in the corresponding fine material realms. Immaterial realm wholesome karma, arupavakara kusala karma. Due to immovable mental karma, beings will experience results in the corresponding immaterial realms. Based on function, effect. There are four types of karma based on their function. Reproductive karma, janaka karma. Janaka means generating or producing. This karma governs the creation of a new life. How does this new life begin? At the time of death, a consciousness links from this life to the next, called the relinking consciousness, patisandhi. This consciousness is the resultant moment of the jivana mental state, impulsion. This relinking consciousness is influenced by the power of the death proximate karma, or any prominent karma that arises at the moment of death, seeking a suitable place for rebirth. In other words, it combines with the ovum and sperm to form the mental and physical aggregates in the mother's womb. From these aggregates arise the six sense bases, contact, feeling, and so on, continuing the life process, the 12 links of dependent origination. If reproductive karma enjoys the results of wholesome karma, a person is born into favorable conditions, intelligent, healthy, and happy. If reproductive karma experiences the results of unwholesome karma, one is born into realms of suffering, misfortune, and darkness. Supportive karma, upatambaka karma. This is karma that maintains, supports, and sustains reproductive karma. Wholesome supportive karma helps one live a long, healthy, happy life. Unwholesome supportive karma sustains bad reproductive karma, prolonging life in illness and suffering. Obstructive karma, upapadaka karma. This karma obstructs or hinders reproductive karma. A person with good reproductive and supportive karma may suddenly experience an accident. This accident may be caused by strong unwholesome karma that interferes and creates obstacles for reproductive and supportive karma, known as obstructive karma. Destructive karma, upadidaka karma. This karma terminates or destroys reproductive and supportive karma. Without destructive karma, a person may live out their natural lifespan. Life means the continuation of lifespan and reproductive karma. Death occurs due to one of four reasons: exhaustion of lifespan, termination of reproductive karma. Both lifespan and reproductive karma terminate simultaneously. Interference by destructive karma. Destructive karma, upacheda karma, or cutting karma, disrupts the continuity of life. If destructive karma occurs exactly when lifespan or reproductive karma ends, it is called a timely death, kala marana. If destructive karma is an untimely accident, it is called an untimely death, a kala marana, or sudden death. The case of Devadatta illustrates these four types of karma. Due to good reproductive karma, Devadatta was born into the royal family. Due to good supportive karma, Devadatta grew up in a comfortable and prosperous environment. Due to obstructive karma, Devadatta developed ill intentions, causing schism in the Sangha and attempting to harm the Buddha, leading to his disgraceful expulsion from the community. Due to destructive karma, Devadatta was swallowed by the earth, ending his life and resulting in rebirth in hell. Based on power, strength. There are four types of karma based on their power or strength, indicating how heavy or light they are and their capacity to produce corresponding results. Weighty karma, garuka karma. This karma has significant strength and power. It can be either wholesome or unwholesome. Unwholesome weighty karma. This is very severe unwholesome karma, also known as immediate karma, anantariya karma, because it produces results in the present life and leads to immediate rebirth in hell. Examples include the 5 heinous crimes: killing one's father, killing one's mother, killing an arahant, causing harm to a Buddha, and creating schism in the Sangha. Even a person with high meditative attainments, if they commit one of these 5 crimes, will lose their meditative powers and divine abilities, face immediate retribution, and be reborn in the lowest hell. During the Buddha's time, if King Ajatasattu had not committed the crime of killing his father, he could have attained the first stage of enlightenment, Sotapanna. Thus, unwholesome weighty karma can also hinder spiritual progress. Wholesome weighty karma. This includes attaining the 4 absorptions of the fine material realm and the 4 absorptions of the immaterial realm. If a person has committed many unwholesome actions, excluding the 5 heinous crimes, but later repents, practices diligently, and attains deep concentration at the moment of death, they can attain rebirth in the Brahma realms due to the strong power of their meditative attainments. The past unwholesome actions are not lost, but are temporarily suppressed by the stronger power of concentration. Death proximate karma, asana karma. This karma is created at the moment of death or the last thought moments. It can be either mental karma or just a psychological state due to memories, recollections, or remembrance of past wholesome or unwholesome actions. At the moment of death, 3 phenomena occur: karma, kama, recalling past wholesome or unwholesome actions. For example, remembering a good deed like offering alms or a bad deed like stealing. Karma sign, kamanimitta, seeing a sign associated with the karma. For example, seeing a scripture or a Buddha statue, wholesome, or seeing weapons or fire, unwholesome. Destination sign, datinamitta, seeing a vision of the realm of rebirth. For example, seeing heavenly realms, hell realms, or animal realms, indicating the realm corresponding to the rebirth consciousness. Therefore, the last thought moment is crucial. Providing good conditions for a dying person to recall wholesome deeds can help them create good death proximate karma. Chanting, offering incense, reciting the Buddha's name, and ringing bells can keep the dying person's mind pure, virtuous, peaceful, and calm. This does not mean they will not face the results of past unwholesome karma. Conversely, a person who has done good deeds throughout their life, but encounters bad conditions before death and creates unwholesome death proximate karma, will still face unfavorable rebirth. The good karma accumulated throughout their life will bring benefits after the unwholesome karma is exhausted. An example is King Ashoka, who was reborn as a snake due to unwholesome karma, but later attained rebirth in the Tusita heaven. Habitual karma, achinakama. This is karma formed from habits or repeated actions. A habitual wholesome karma makes it difficult for a person to engage in unwholesome actions or bad deeds. A habitual unwholesome karma, even if minor, can be very dangerous because it is difficult to abandon. These accumulated habits, though not heavy, become firm over time. This is why the Buddha taught, do not underestimate small bad deeds and do them. Do not underestimate small good deeds and not do them. This is clearly expressed in the Dhammapada verses 121 and 122. 121. Even as a water pot is filled by the falling of drops, so the fool fills himself with evil, little by little. 122. Even as a water pot is filled by the falling of drops, so the wise fills himself with good, little by little. Great good deeds or great bad deeds often begin with small and minor habitual actions. For example, deep concentration comes from daily attention and mindfulness. The crime of patricide or matricide often starts from minor acts of disobedience and unfilial behavior. Accumulated karma, katatakamo. This is karma created irregularly due to passing circumstances. This karma is usually light and easily forgotten if unwholesome. It sinks into the unconscious mind, becoming latent seeds that accumulate, forming tendencies, impulses, and subtle conflicts of ignorance and craving. Therefore, actions, gestures, and words without strong intention seem insignificant but can have serious consequences. They can lead to aimlessness, forgetfulness, and unawareness, resulting in serious mistakes. This is the result of accumulated unwholesome karma. On the contrary, accumulated wholesome karma that we perform spontaneously in our lives, like removing a thorn from the road and throwing it into a bush, saving an insect, showing the way to a lost person, giving a few coins to a beggar, etc., often has little intentionality. However, over time, these actions accumulate positive tendencies and good energies in the mind, which will later create favorable conditions and support a life of many blessings. Therefore, we should not underestimate accumulated karma. About the time of retribution, there are 4 types of karma based on the timing of their retribution. Depending on the strength of the karma and the opportunity for its fruition, karma manifests at different times. In other words, when the conditions are right, the result manifests. If the conditions are not sufficient, the result does not manifest. This explains why some people who commit unwholesome actions live wealthy and comfortable lives. while those who are kind, good, and honest may live in poverty. What seems like a paradox is actually due to the different timings of retribution. Here are some examples. We plant a chili plant and an orange tree at the same time. 3 months later, we can harvest chili, but the orange tree has not yet borne fruit. The chili represents the fruition of suffering, while the orange represents the fruition of happiness. Mr. A worked hard many years ago, saved diligently, and now he can live comfortably without working. This exemplifies people who do not engage in good deeds in the present, but still live comfortably. However, once Mr. A's savings are depleted, he will experience poverty. This represents future suffering that Mr. A has not yet seen or known. Mr. B did not work hard in the past, so now he suffers from hunger and poverty, current bad karma. Even if he works hard now, it will take many years before he can enjoy the results. Present good karma, future good results. Present retribution karma. Dithadama vedaniya karma. This is karma that produces results in the present life. Usually we experience the results of past karma in the present, but if a newly created karma has enough conditions to manifest, it will take effect in the present. The first moment of impulsive mental action typically produces results in the present life. If not, it becomes ineffective. Wholesome results manifesting in the present life. For example, a poor couple had only one cloak but strongly decided to offer it to the Buddha. This great deed inspired the whole kingdom, and the king, deeply impressed, granted the couple many privileges and wealth. Many donors during the Buddha's time received wholesome retribution in the present. Unwholesome results manifesting in the present life. For example, a cruel hunter set his dogs on a monk. The monk climbed a tree in fear, causing his robe to fall over the hunter's head. The dogs turned on the hunter and killed him. In the present, we can observe many instances of present retribution karma. Murderers, robbers, and those committing sexual misconduct often face legal punishment due to their actions, disrupting social morality and security. Subsequent retribution karma, upapaja vedaniya karma. This karma produces results in the next life, immediately following the present one. In the 7 moments of impulsive mental action, the last 2 moments typically produce results in the next life. If not, they become ineffective. A worker for Anathapindika worked all day in the field. Upon returning home, he saw that the whole family was observing the 8 precepts and joyfully fasted and observed the precepts as well. Later that night, he fell ill and passed away. Because of his pure mind, he was reborn in a heavenly realm. Those who commit the 5 heinous crimes, such as Devadatta or King Ajatasattu, immediately descend into hell upon death. Those who attain deep meditation are instantly reborn in the Brahma realms. Wholesome weighty karma and unwholesome weighty karma fall into this category. Deferred retribution karma, aparapariya vedaniya karma. This karma does not produce results in the present life or the next life, but does so in any subsequent lives, depending on its strength and related conditions. Related conditions are opportunities, causes for the result to manifest. For example, someone committed many unwholesome actions, but later turned to a virtuous life, engaging in good deeds such as giving, observing precepts, and meditating. Due to these wholesome actions after death, the person is reborn in a heavenly realm. During this time, the previous unwholesome karma does not have the opportunity to manifest. However, after enjoying the heavenly blessings, the previous unwholesome karma may manifest, causing the person to be reborn as a poor, unfortunate human, or even fall into one of the 4 suffering realms. Similarly, someone who practiced well and did many good deeds but later was influenced by bad friends and committed unwholesome actions, resulting in rebirth in a suffering realm. After the suffering ends, the previous good karma may lead to rebirth in a heavenly realm. Typically, the 4 middle moments of impulsive mental action create deferred retribution karma, producing results in future lives, though it is uncertain which life. The Buddha and the Arahats, despite their liberation, were still affected by this type of karma while living in their physical bodies. Venerable Moggallana, in a distant past life, incited by his wicked wife, disguised as bandits to kill his mother. After suffering for a long time, in his final life, despite attaining arahantship, his deferred retribution karma caused bandits to kill him. The Buddha was falsely accused of killing a woman from a naked ascetic sect due to a past act of disrespect toward a Pakshika Buddha, according to the commentary. The Buddha's foot bled because of past karma where he killed a half-brother to seize wealth, according to the commentary. Ineffective karma, ahosi karma. Present retribution karma, if it does not produce results in the present, becomes ineffective. Subsequent retribution karma, if it does not produce results in the next life, also becomes ineffective. Deferred retribution karma, if it does not have the opportunity to produce results from the third life onward until nibbana, also becomes ineffective. However, not all karma becomes ineffective. Only extremely light karma that does not have enough power or opportunity to produce results becomes ineffective. A small unwholesome action still produces results, meaning it still affects our lives, just as a tiny grain of sand still has enough weight to sink in water and can irritate our eyes. However, sometimes a greater unwholesome action cannot produce results, just as large stones can be carried in a large boat. Great wholesome actions performed continuously can often prevent the manifestation of unwholesome results. For example, a grain of salt dissolved in a glass of water makes the water salty, but dissolved in a lake, it has no effect. An anagami, non-returner, reborn in the highest fine material realm who attains arahantship there, will not face the results of past unwholesome karma due to insufficient conditions and opportunities. Important points to understand personal karma. Karma that forms the essence of a person's life is called personal karma. In other words, this is the reproductive karma that creates the 5 aggregates: form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. Environmental karma. Karma that leads to the environment of rebirth is called environmental karma. Environmental karma depends on personal karma. For example, a person with good personal karma has a beautiful, healthy, intelligent body and enjoys material comforts in a wealthy family, which means they have good environmental karma. Conversely, a person with bad personal karma has an unattractive, unhealthy body with many diseases and is born into a poor family, indicating bad environmental karma. Individual karma. Karma created individually, not affecting others or society, is called individual karma. Karma performed alone, not with others, is also called individual karma. This karma produces individual results. Collective karma. Karma that affects many people or is created collectively is called collective karma. This karma produces shared results for society. However, within collective karma, there is still individual karma, because even though the same action is performed together, each person invests different intentions, leading to different karmic results. For example, in a village affected by war, everyone experiences the same bombings and shootings, collective karma, but some may die, some survive, some houses are destroyed while others remain intact, and some may even profit from selling goods, individual karma. In natural disasters, droughts or floods, collective karma, some people suffer hunger while others remain well-fed. Some face many hardships while others remain unscathed, individual karma. Karma can be overcome. An enlightened person can overcome karma despite still being under the law of cause and effect. This means there's cause and effect, but no karmic retribution. By understanding cause and effect and seeing clearly the causes and effects, they are not fully subject to karma. Example 1. 3 people plant orange trees. The seeds, fertilizer, soil, water, climate, light, time, and care are all the same. The results may be similar in quantity and quality of fruits. However, Mr. A plants to make money, Mr. B plants with the intention to give away, and Mr. C plants with an empty mind, always in concentration and wisdom. Later, all 3 trees bear abundant fruits, and one night a thief steals all the fruits. The next morning, Mr. A is extremely angry and sad. Mr. B laughs, happy for the opportunity to give away. Mr. C maintains his empty mind, neither suffering nor rejoicing, still in concentration and wisdom as before. In this example, cause and effect occur similarly for all 3. But Mr. A suffers because he experiences the result of karmic retribution. Mr. B is happy because he experiences the result of karmic retribution. Mr. C, having transcended suffering and joy, is unaffected by karmic retribution. Here, the cause and effect of karma are separated from pure cause and effect. An enlightened person, despite living in the world, remains unaffected by karma, living in serenity and liberation. Example 2. Someone committed bad deeds in the past and now faces slander, insults, and beatings. They feel pain and suffering due to karmic retribution. However, if they remain mindful and wise, observing sensations as they are, the pain affects their body and ears, but their mind is not distressed. Thus intention, satana, does not arise, mental formations, sankhara, do not arise, as they are replaced by wisdom. In that moment, cause and effect occur, but karmic retribution ceases. The Buddha often illustrated this with the example of an arrow hitting the skin, causing pain due to pure cause and effect, biological law. But if the mind is not distressed, there is no karmic retribution. Cause and effect occur, but karmic retribution does not take effect. Example 3. Someone, due to lack of mindfulness, acts rudely toward a neighbor. When they regain mindfulness, they know they will eventually face the unwholesome result. One morning, they find their flower garden trampled. Being wise and understanding cause and effect, they remain untroubled. Later, a stone from the neighbor's garden hits their head, causing a bleeding wound. Staying calm and aware, knowing they are receiving the result of past bad karma, they endure without anger or distress. Thus, cause and effect occur, but their mind is liberated from karmic retribution. The perception of joy and suffering in the world versus in Buddhist practice. People in the world consider living in comfort, luxury, eating well, and dressing beautifully as happiness. Conversely, they consider poverty and hardship as suffering. Buddhists accept a simple, frugal life, which the world sees as suffering, but practitioners find joy in it. Sometimes practitioners stay up late, wake up early, perform various duties out of compassion, for good and for truth. The world sees this as suffering, but true practitioners find it as happiness. In adversity, worldly people feel pain and sorrow, blaming the heavens and Buddha. But practitioners see it as a lesson of the Dharma, an opportunity to practice virtues like generosity, patience, loving kindness, and equanimity, to learn the lesson of enlightenment. Whether in joy or suffering, true practitioners remain wise, calm, serene, and pure, not letting joy or suffering control them. They live in true happiness. Conclusion. The law of karmic retribution seemingly governs the entire physical and psychological life of sentient beings, encompassing both general and specific aspects, making it difficult to fully explain. Due to its complexity, many Buddhist learners feel helpless and easily equate karmic retribution with Confucian fate. Consequently, every minor incident is attributed to fate. However, those who deeply study Confucianism understand that following the way of heaven is aligning with the four natural laws of the universe. Even the enlightened beings do not transcend these natural laws. They understand these laws and aim to liberate from karmic retribution within the fifth law only. Based on this foundational understanding and what we have learned from this essay, although karmic retribution is complex, multifaceted, and limitless, we can clearly see it originates from our body, speech, and mind. More concisely, it resides in each of our thoughts. A single thought, seemingly invisible and minute, affects the entire universe. The law of karmic retribution arises from this and ends there. Ending karmic retribution through insight does not mean stopping or silencing thoughts. Other religions, unable to explain the ultimate reality, have struggled at this point. Even if they attribute it to divine revelation, mystery, or a deity, these thoughts stop at concentration. Confucianism says, the place where lust, anger, and delusion have not arisen is the path of Tao. Taoism says, nature is Tao. Christianity says, return to the feet of God. Brahmanism says, merge with the universal self. Thus, the eternal goal of religions is to return, merge, and unite with the natural laws of the universe. To merge, one must practice meditation. Those who cannot meditate practice faith, prayer, or entrust themselves to God. Buddhism also uses concentration, silencing lust, anger, and delusion, and quieting thoughts, but it does not stop there to merge with a deity or universal self. Through concentration, the mind becomes quiet. This tranquility allows for the cultivation of wisdom, which illuminates the true nature of phenomena. By seeing the impermanent and selfless nature of phenomena through inner insight, one can clearly see and understand the arising and cessation of psychological processes and their causes and effects. It is from this point that one can speak of liberation from the law of karmic retribution. In other words, only wisdom can liberate from karmic retribution. Without wisdom, one cannot be liberated from it.